Philipp, just picking up what Ershad was explaining, we are seeing some of these protests begin again. The U.S. President Donald Trump had told people to take back their regime, had promised support. What sort of support could Washington provide to protesters?
That is the big unanswered question right now. And there is, I think, definitely a feeling for those who were against the regime that Donald Trump has done the right thing in launching these attacks against Iran along with the Israelis. But the question remains now, which is what happens next? And we don't really know where this is all going to go because Donald Trump has moved the lines quite a few times, the red lines that he said. First of all, he said help was on the way for the protesters. That help didn't materialize. He said that Iran poses a threat to security in the United States. There's no evidence that Iran had a missile that was capable of reaching the United States. Then there were arguments about the nuclear program. Donald Trump pulled out of the Barack Obama deal that was signed in 2015 when he became president in 2018. And since then, this is the third time that he's really stabbed the Iranians in the back, because last year there were discussions going on about the nuclear process. That was interrupted by the 12-day war. There were more discussions taking place again this time. They were going to continue tomorrow in Vienna with the International Atomic Energy Agency, again on Iran's nuclear program. It appeared that there was some progress towards reaching an agreement, but that's been interrupted by this latest round of attacks, which began yesterday in the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. So I think we don't really know where this is going to work out. What Donald Trump is saying right now is two things. First, he's telling the Iranian National Guard to hand in their weapons and to change sides. We don't really know who they're supposed to hand their weapons into. And he's telling the Iranian people, you have a golden opportunity right now to take back control of your country because we have taken out Ayatollah Khamenei. But it's not that easy because the Iranian regime is not just a dictatorship with one person. It has tentacular control over the whole country. So it's going to be very difficult for those protesters to actually move in to take back control of the country as easily as maybe Donald Trump is trying to tell them it would be.
Yeah, in regards to their succession plans, there are things laid out in the Constitution, but they haven't been tested before.
That is true, and this is the first time since 1989 that there's been a succession in Iran after the death of Ayatollah Khamenei in 1989 and the arrival of Ayatollah Khamenei. Last year, during the 12-day war, he was hidden in a secure place in Tehran during the attacks, and there were discussions taking place about who may eventually succeed him. He was knowing that at the age of nearly 86, he hadn't got that long to go. He was also suffering from cancer. He was on dialysis, so it was time to maybe talk about a succession. There are three names which have been put forward that he was favourable about. The first one is Gholam Hossein Mohseni-Ejei, who's the head of the judiciary, who was responsible for handing out orders to kill protesters on the authority of the supreme leader back in January this year. The other one is Ali Asghar Hejazi, who's the chief of staff of Ali Khamenei. He has reportedly been killed, so obviously he's no longer in the running for the job of supreme leader. Another one is Hassan Khamenei, the grandson of the Ayatollah Khamenei, who is seen as a possible successor. A couple of other people too. One of them was Mojtaba Khamenei, the grandson of the deceased supreme leader, but he said that he didn't want his nomination to be a succession within the family, so it was better to choose someone else. And eyes are also being directed towards the current president, Masoud Pezeshkian, who has been quite absent in recent times, rather difficult to fathom out, but apparently is now back in the running as a possible successor and the next supreme leader. Just to finish on that, what are the criteria? Well, it's an assembly of experts is going to choose. There are 88 members of that assembly. Apparently they're meeting from today onwards. We don't know where, of course, that is going to be, but their choice is pretty limited. It has to be a male. He has has to be a Shia cleric. He has to have political competence. He has to have moral authority. And above all, he has to be loyal to the Islamic Republic. And it looks pretty unlikely they would want to choose someone who was open to reform in Iran or open, for example, to being more lenient towards human rights. So that meeting scheduled to take place, where it's going to be, how long it's going to take, for the moment we don't know.
All right, Philip. Let's get a feel for